What's up, guys? It's Kyle here with Brothers Perspective, and we're here to talk about UFC 230. We're just going to address the main event today. The first fight was the last style bender, known as Israel Adesanya versus Derek Brunson. And this was a different matchup for Israel. Derek Brunson's a wrestler. He's a ranked guy. And, you know, we thought it was going to be a tough fight, but it really wasn't. Israel ended up TKOing him in the first round. His strikes were on point. His takedown defense was on point. And, you know, this is the shine we're waiting to see from this young star. The second fight, I didn't really get to see. We're at Hooters and the power went out. DirecTV, do better. Honestly, but anyways, the power went out. I did watch the highlights, though, and from what it looked like Carl Robinson just really had his way with Jack Marshman and just picked his strikes and just pieced him up the whole fight. All right, the third fight was David Branch versus Jared Cormier. I think that's how you say it, or Canyon. I'm not sure. But anyways, I know David Branch and Jared, he was at light heavyweight, and so this was going to be his middleweight debut. And he looked really fit and everything. He looked like a totally different person. And I just didn't know how that was going to be. You know, a lot of times when a guy has a lot of muscle and real stacked, their cardio isn't the best. But Jared, we won't even get to test that theory because he ended up knocking out David Branch in the second round with TKO. And yeah, that was crazy. David Branch, he's a good guy. He's just too conservative. I feel like if he just lets his hands go a little bit more, you know, he would do a lot better in the middleweight division. All right, and the fight I was most excited about, just because I wanted to see this man lose, was Chris Weidman versus Jacare Souza. Now, Chris Weidman's a good guy. He hasn't done anything to me, but the thing is, I'm an Anderson Silva fan. And so, because I'm an Anderson Silva fan, I cannot bring myself to like Chris Weidman. And I thought Chris Weidman, hey, he might have a chance. He's beaten every Brazilian he's fought, but not the case with Jacare. First round, Chris Weidman was doing good. He was picking his shots. He had the more accurate strikes. And then the second round, Jacare Souza picked it up a little bit more, started throwing the volume. But a lot of people gave that second round to Chris Weidman. They said Chris Weidman, I would say his shots were more precise. But Jacare, he definitely picked the volume and he was working the body. He started working the body from round 1 to round 3. And I think that working the body really made a difference because Chris Weidman started bringing his hands down lower. So when it got to round 3, Jacare hit him in the forehead and down went Weidman. And I enjoyed it. But also, I want to talk about that controversial stoppage. So Jacare knocked out Chris Weidman, and Jacare, like a good man, he stopped and he knew he was hurt, and the ref didn't stop the fight. And Chris Weidman, you know, he was on autopilot just doing what he could do, so he barely held his leg, and Jacare didn't want to hit him, but the ref said continue, and Jacare did strike him twice before the ref stopped the fight. What do you think about that? Leave a comment below if you think that's a controversial stoppage. Anyways, then the main event, Derek Lewis, my man from Texas, H-Town representing, versus Daniel Cormier. And honestly, it went how I expected. I like Cormier, but I had to go for the hometown hero, Derek Lewis. And yeah, Derek Lewis, he just really needs a better training camp. Cormier had his way with him, as you can see here on the screen. Just out-wrestled him, made sure he stayed away from Derek Lewis's bombs, and ended up submitting him in the second round. If Cormier said he wants one more fight in the UFC and then he'll retire, if that's the case, I would like to see Derek Lewis go to Cormier's camp. I feel like he can give Derek Lewis the weapons he needs to be champion one day. But that's all I have for UFC 230. Y'all have a good one. Subscribe. Peace.